Hey, I'm Heather and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a place where I coach busy moms who want to grow their home-based business without losing their minds. We're letting go of the hustle. We're gonna do this from a place of rest and sustainability. Today, we're talking about what to do when your business starts steering you instead of you steering your business. It's so exciting when you actually start to see your business gain some momentum and start to grow. So for 11 months, I really felt like I was just grinding it out in my business day after day after day, being consistent, showing up, managing my mind, all the drama it wanted to offer me about what it meant that I was working so hard for every single sale. But in August, I noticed a shift and I actually doubled my revenue in that 1 month. And then in September, it doubled again. And all of a sudden, there was some wind at my back. It felt like I was being pushed forward instead of constantly just grinding up the hill. And when that started to happen, as much as it was exciting, it also started to feel like I might not be fully steering this car anymore. That in some ways the momentum was building and was pulling me in certain directions. And at that point, I had to be really, really careful that I wasn't allowing my business to steer me, but that I was steering the business. So I want to give you 3 tips on how to make sure that your business isn't steering you. Number 1 is to reconnect with your why. Why did you start this business in the first place? When you sat down and you wrote down that dream, you wrote down that business plan, you started reaching out to clients with offers. What was the reason? What was the motivation? For me, it was imagining the mama who was sitting home alone on her couch, feeling totally anxious and overwhelmed as she was trying to raise her little kids and grow her business and just felt like she couldn't do either of them well. That's my why. And whenever I start to feel like I'm being steered by my business and it's taking over my life, I reconnect with why I started it in the first place. It wasn't so that I would have to be busy and working 40 or 60 or 80 hours a week. So when I reconnect to the reason that I started it, it reminds me how important it is that I run my business in a way that's not going to cause burnout. Because if I burn out, I can't help that mom that I first dreamt of helping when I started. Number 2 is to get back to your calendar. Every single week, we need to be scheduling out our to-dos, not just on a running to-do list, but on an actual calendar. And I did a whole YouTube video on this called How to Schedule Your Week, and you can check that out. I'll link it in the comments below. The reason why I encourage my clients to schedule their week not with a running to-do list, but with actual events living in a calendar with certain time frames that they honor is because sometimes we end up responding to the urgent, not important needs rather than scheduling in and intentionally taking time to do the non-urgent important tasks that will actually grow a sustainable business. If you start to feel like you're running at a faster pace than you can even keep up with, go back to scheduling your week. Make sure that the things that are living on your calendar this week actually represent the values that you say you uphold. Make sure that you are scheduling in time for rest and downtime, time to connect with your family, and that you aren't sacrificing those values just because now your business is moving at a faster pace. And the third is to make sure that you are living with intentionality instead of living in reaction mode. As your business starts to pick up pace, there's going to be all kinds of people who are asking you for things, who are asking you questions, who are sending you emails and DMs and texts and all the different ways that they can be in touch with you. And it's going to be really easy for you to want to just react in the moment to every single request. But when you react instead of intentionally choosing, that's when the business starts to steer you instead of you steering the business. One of the things that I like to do is schedule in CEO time in my week. It's really hard as a solo entrepreneur or maybe just an entrepreneur with a very small team to shift between being the employee and working in the business and being the CEO and working on the business. But this is so important if you want to continue to steer your business with intentionality rather than reaction. Schedule in time in your week and you actually look at the business as a whole. Put systems in place. Look at how everything is flowing, what the processes are, and ask yourself, if there was something that you could do in this hour or two that would gain you back many, many hours in the year to come, what would it be? I was just meeting with my virtual assistant yesterday, and we were talking about creating some email templates. And it had always been on the back burner in my mind that I would like to do it, but I just felt like I didn't have the time. So instead of creating that template, I was just rewriting the same email over and over and over again. Well, yesterday I realized I need to switch into CEO mode and intentionally create this template. I took maybe 10 minutes, created that template, and now I've gained back so many minutes on the other end, because every single time I need to send that email now, I don't have to rewrite it. I can just use the template. If you're in that space where you're not growing to that level yet, build all of these things in now so that when you get there, you are prepared. I've heard this quote before about, are you living to work or are you working to live? And it's kind of cliche and we've all heard it before, but I want you to really ask yourself, do you want to create a business that you have to be a slave to? Or do you want to create something that actually brings you freedom? The difference between one or the other is how you choose to think about it and the rhythms and systems you put in place to make sure that you stay the one steering the boat. All right, that's all for today. If you love this content, you need to come check out Life Launch. It's my monthly coaching membership where we take all of these ideas, we dig in, we go deep, we have accountability and community, and we double your business without doubling the time that you spend on it. You can check that out in the link below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we will see you next week.